evening, yes indeed, the evening of December 16th. Oh, I'm enraged by all the unjust taxes as well. Now, my friends, my name is Sally Hewes. I'm the wife of George Robert Twelves Hewes, a shoemaker in town. I also take in wash for money, and I'm the proud mother of 4 young children, all under the age of 5 years. Yes, it's for my babies that I've become so very concerned for the safety and future of this fair city of Boston. I do call upon all of you here today, every last friend to their country and friend to posterity, please make your feelings known during this assembly. It does no good to sit silently, merely listening. You have all got to make a voice for yourselves. So if you hear anything you agree with, anything at all, I should like you to raise your fist in the air and shout, "Huzzah!" Huzzah! Huzzah! Very good. That was all right, but a bit meek for a crowd of 5,000 angry Bostonians. Now what do 5,000 angry Bostonians sound like? Hip, hip! Huzzah! Well done, yes. You can always switch it up. You can say here, here if you like, or stamp your feet on the ground, or you can bang your benches. Wonderful for this Christmas. We must, of course, however, also express any disdain for anything heard we do not agree with. So if anything comes upon your ears you don't like, I should like you to release a full, hearty, resounding boo. Can you boo with me? Boo! Boo! You've booed before, haven't you? Yes, you might also somewhat more subtly hiss. Especially if the names of certain kings and lords you no longer wish to serve. You might also to express your disdain fie. Now, my friends, the proper way to fie is thus. You take your thumb. Yes, you put your thumb to your nose. Raise the flag, wave the flag, and say fie! Fie! We will make a mighty noise. Let King George III hear our voices from this very room. Huzzah! Huzzah! We've gathered here on this, the 16th day of December, 1773, with a very important purpose before us. And we have speaking with us an ardent patriot, and a man who truly needs no introduction, as I'm sure he's a friend to you all, Mr. Samuel Adams.
Huzzah!
Thank you, Sam.
During introduction, my friends, good day to you all.
Good day, Mr. Adams.
We sons and daughters of liberty have all gathered here today to discuss yet another crisis forced upon us by King George III.
Oh, yes.
My friends, out in Boston Harbor, there are 3 ships, the Eleanor, the Dartmouth, and the Beaver, and their bellies are swollen with 340 crates of tea. Now, the law states each of these ships has 20 days to unload the cargo and pay the duties. Tomorrow, my friends, is that 20th day. Now, as many of us are already well aware, I'm sure, earlier this day, much earlier this day, ship's owner Francis Roach, he was dispatched to obtain word from our royal governor, Thomas Hutchinson.
Oh, yes.
As to whether these 3 ships may return back to England without unloading its pernicious cargo. My friends, if this cargo is unloaded, we, the good people of Boston, are forced to pay this unlawful tax. We all know this is not the first time King George in Parliament has forced taxes upon us. Only 8 short years ago, our letters, our newspapers, our pens, our ink, they were all taxed under the Stamp Act. Yes. Even our marriage licenses and death certificates were taxed. Death and taxes. Yes. As for some, marriage is displeasurable enough, but only, that was my one joke, thank you, but only those in Parliament would stoop so low as to combine all 3 of these. I have gone on for long enough. I know we have some very vocal, angry members here among the body of the people. Where is Thomas Porter? I believe here you are, Master Porter. Now, you're very eloquent on these issues of taxation. What do you have to say on the Stamp Act, my friend?
Yes. Parliament not only taxed our paper and ink, they even taxed our playing cards and our dice.
Well said, they even taxed our playing cards and dice, and you with your gambling problems, sir.
It must be awful.
No money
was to repay our debt. Our debt from the French and Indian War. Yes, my friends, a debt we have already repaid 1,000-fold at the expense of blood. New England blood. Speaking of blood, we need no reminders. 5 innocent Bostonians. They were murdered. Nay, they were massacred on King Street in March of 1770, gunned down by those very British regulars who are now occupying our streets. Those butchers, they were sent home, but the recall of the 29th Regiment alone is not enough. I say, if our royal governor has the authority to remove 1 regiment, he certainly has the authority to remove 2. And 4, my friends, and nothing short of a total evacuation of our town by all regular troops will satisfy the public mind or preserve the peace. However, our cries, our huzzas, they were not heard. Not content with taxing our paper, those in Parliament next saw fit to pinch our pewter candlesticks, our glass, our paint, our lead. They were all taxed under the name of a man we thought we trusted, Lord Townsend. His name, but Mr. Porter's anger has been echoed by many others. James Brewer, are you here, Mr. Brewer? Jim? Mr. Porter, now Mr. Brewer. Now, I've heard you speak at the Green Dragon Tavern many times, sir. Now, I heard your house needed new windows. How did you pay for these windows during our Townsend Acts?
I did not pay for them. I was forced to choose between new windows or putting food in my family's bellies.
Well said. Now, in response to these Townsend Acts, we led a boycott on English goods, did we not? We sent their expensive cloth back to the gilded palaces of Europe, and we forced many of their taxes to be repealed. All save 1. Now there appears to be an ever-growing hole in the purse of the English treasury, and now their greedy eyes have turned upon our tea. Now, if Lord North wants to force a 3-penny tax on tea to signify the supremacy of Parliament and its supposed right to tax these colonies, we all have the right to demand representation there. Now, does not the Magna Carta of 1215, the very fount of our liberties, imply that no English subject can be taxed without the consent of their representatives in Parliament? If they strip us of our legal right to representation, they have no right to force more duties upon us, and we have no duty to pay. Now, we must all cling to those spirited words of Mr. James Otis that echo through State House Square and ring through our beloved colonies like a trumpet from heaven. If you know his words, say them with me, friends. Taxation without representation is tyranny, and the time for petition and compromise is over.
Excuse me, sir. Mr. Roach has just returned. He has word from the governor.
Thank you. Hughes, the governor has impeccable timing. Let us see what he has to say. Our royal governor is willing to grant anything consistent with the laws and his duty to the king, naturally, but orders that these 3 vessels cannot leave unless the cargo is unloaded as the law demands. Our royal governor refuses to send these ships back to England. He has refused every petition, every course and recourse to an amicable solution. He has forced our hand, my friends. Now, this is our night of decision. Tomorrow morning, customs officials, they will board those ships, unload the cargo, and give it to the merchants. We, the good people of Boston, are forced to pay this unlawful tax on the tea. Honest merchant who refuses to sell the king's foul brew will be strangled by monopoly. Now, the time has come for all of us here to decide what to do. Mrs. Hughes, what shall we do with the king's tea?
Well, I say perhaps salt water and tea will make tonight. What do you think we should do with the tea?
Burn it!
No, not quite.
Destroy it!
That's a good start.
tea. Say aye!
Aye!
Have you all gone mad? My friends, if we destroy this tea, each and every one of us here will be subject to arrest. And our friends, our families, those who harbor us, we will all be subject to the fullest penalties of the law. No, if we do this tonight, we must all do our best to conceal our identities.
And how shall we disguise ourselves, Mr. Adams?
We shall use a symbol, yes, a symbol known to all true sons and daughters of liberty, a symbol of autonomy and independence. Yes, raise those feathers high, my friends, and rally more.